Sorry.
Hello, everyone.
And on that note, hello.
Right as soon as the countdown got to 0, her chair
The chair
popped and
just
she
popped.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Sunday Fam Chat. We originally had been putting out there that we were going to have a special guest.
We do have a special guest.
A different special guest. We were going to actually have paranormies come on the show. Apparently, they broke 1,000 subs last night and partied on Instagram. So
yeah,
they weren't able to make it because it must have been a hell of a party. So we reached out and talked with Rooted Expeditions, and he was actually free, so he agreed to hop over and hang out with us. Thanks for hopping over, Rooted.
Hey, no problem. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the invite.
We are so happy to have you.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
And for everybody who's just seeing our new layout here that hadn't caught it before, we got tired of hearing the drag racers going down the street. So we did a little improvising and modifying and customizing, and we have a new layout, and hopefully we won't be able to listen to those cars as much anymore. So that was all her, though. Give her kudos on that.
I didn't do nothing. I just played with the lights. That's all I did.
She said, yes, go ahead and do it.
Yes. Well, that's true. I did.
Because without
that,
without that, none of this would happen. Yeah, so I'm loaded up. We got my stuff going on here because after our last stream, it went nuts.
Yeah.
We ended up getting enough to buy a few
more
packages of toilet paper. So
Nice.
Nice. We ended up TPing her, so I was just wrapping her all up with it. She was all covered. It was a fun show. But
apparently that was what YouTube chose as the thumbnail, so.
Mm-hmm. So there is that. My mouse disappeared. So again, we want to thank everybody for hopping in. Again, Sunday Fam Chat is something we started doing a couple of weeks ago. More based around, what the fans want. Ask questions, interact, make fun of us. And then see if we could hashtag make Marianne red again.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Because that went crazy. So Rooted, we were talking right before we went live about a video you just dropped earlier today, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what this video is and what happened on there.
Okay, so it really has to go. It's a shorts. I did a shorts video. I haven't done one in a while, and I figured it was kind of due to do another one. What's going on, TJ? Hey, Karen. Sorry, ADD got sidetracked. Look at that shiny thing.
It's okay. We're all of us are ADD on this channel. It is okay.
We're a group of squirrels, right?
So let me tell you about this super exciting thing. Oh, hey, what's going on, Mark? How you doing?
Mark is a super exciting thing to have.
Yes, yeah.
So, hey, Nicole. Okay, sorry. Okay, so really, so I haven't done a shorts video in a while, and for everybody that really knows me, I don't do the paranormal. It's not because I don't believe. I just choose to do exploring. Well, through my exploring, I do sometimes catch paranormal on camera. So, and I kind of wanted to put that out there for you guys because I know a lot of you guys really like that. So, and it was very interesting to me. Well, this one was a little bit different than what I normally get. I am used to doors shutting on their own, but this video that I just put out today is of a door shutting on its own, but there's a little bit more that goes to it. That is in the main video, and the main video, the link will be in the description of that video where the main video is. And I can't remember. I think it might be there's 7 abandoned places. I mean, the video is an hour long. The 7 abandoned places that I visited, and I think it's the second place that I visited. It was an abandoned home. It had 2 parts to it. There was like a little, I guess it was like a servant's house, I want to say, with the other house on the property as well. all the house was made out of wood. Very, very cool house, unique house. I mean, the history of the home, it was actually stated that it was one of the uniquest homes of its time period. I think it was early 1800s. I think it was built. Whoa, look at Barbara coming in with
Barbara!
And so it begins.
There you go.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Barbara.
Here you go. Here
Yep.
you go.
I
Sorry, I
earned
just woke up from a
3
nap.
squares.
Hey, Barbara. But so we walked into this house. Okay, so we saw the big house. That was cool. And well, no, I'm sorry, I take that back. We went to go to the servant's house because that was kind of on the way. We went there first, went in there, and it was, you know, it was all empty, it's all wood, and there was this one room that just had all this wood in it, and it just kind of already had this creepy vibe, and it was in the daytime. It had this creepy vibe to it, but this is how some of the houses that we go to. So I'm just kind of pushing it off, and we explore, and then I hear this door shut. Well, there really wasn't windy. Especially there was no breeze inside the house that we were in, and I heard the door shut, and I'm like, oh wow. And immediately I'm like, because I knew there was homeless people in the area, I'm like, oh man, this got to be a homeless person. And I go and check the room where I heard the door shut, and the door was just shut. I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. And didn't think anything of it. I'm like, okay, whatever, blew it off, went and explored the bigger house. And then towards the end, right when we were leaving, I was like, something really told me to go back and check into that room. So I went back to that room, and from outside, I was looking into the window. So I panned the camera right onto where the door was, because the door was open again. It was closed before, but now it's open. And I'm like, okay. And I knew it was a closet. So it was a closet to that room. And I look, and I didn't know what I caught until I went back and viewed. Oh wow.
Wow.
Woo! Wow.
Thank you, sister.
Make Josh with no TP again. This
Yes.
is where the TP
Yes.
I'm gonna be out of toilet paper at the end of this show.
Yeah, you know, it's worth it though. I got to.
But so I went to the window outside this time. I wasn't inside. I went out from the outside and looked inside and panned it at the door while it was open. And like I said, I didn't know what I captured until after, when I went to review the footage later. I just thought there was, you know, maybe a homeless person in the closet, which didn't make sense really when you really think about it. Why would there be a homeless person hiding in a closet? I don't know.
You never know.
But I said hello, and immediately the door shuts, and I'm just like, okay. Well, when I get back, you can see, I guess there, I want to assume they're orbs. It could have been particles, who knows? I mean, it could have been either way. But there, like I said, it doesn't make sense because of the way it was being a closet and then being in the wind. So it doesn't make sense being a closed off room and having something shut like that and then open. So then I get that, I guess, that EVP, hey, you know, or and then you see those orbs come in and come out, and right before the door shuts, you see that orb come right towards the door, and as soon as it was going right towards the door, and it hooks a left, and the door shuts. So I thought that was kind of interesting, because, you know, it's normal. I see this stuff quite a bit my whole life, but so it just, I just thought it was a homeless person. I just was almost positive it was a homeless person until I reviewed the footage, and I'm just like, okay, well, obviously there was a little bit more going on than something being physical, probably more spiritual. So yeah.
So were you, so just to clarify, you were outside when we saw that short, you were outside?
Yeah, I was outside the window, propping the camera up a little bit to look inside the window, and because I was hitting, it was right on the way out, and I was like, just something inside told me to go back there and check on that door, because it was still baffling me. I was like, wow, the door shut. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I can understand a wind coming through, because you know how those are. And those are so quickly to be debunked. And when there wasn't that wind to kind of help fill that for my, so stuff like that happens, even though I'm kind of used to it and I've seen it my whole life. I still try to debunk it, if that makes any sense. It's like,
sure.
okay, well, let's try to explain how this happened, because it could have been this. I don't quickly try to assume it's one thing or the other, but I was quickly able to rule out the wind because it just I don't know. You know when a wind shuts a door and a wind's actually working through things to move stuff, because I've seen stuff fall off shelves and stuff, but that's because it was the wind, and you could feel it at the time when you were in there. You knew it was the wind. It scares you, but you were able to quickly debunk it and say, okay, that was the wind. I know that was the wind. But when I was able to quickly debunk and say this wasn't the wind, then it's like, okay, there's a homeless person in here. Why is there a homeless person in here? It doesn't make sense. There was no sign of a homeless living in there. So that's what it just, there was a lot of questions. Well, so this one was a bit interesting.
It's a lot more terrifying when you know it is a homeless person. I'd rather deal with a ghost shutting a door on me than a homeless person because they defend their territory. You know what I mean? They're ready to fight because, hey, this is my spot. You're not going to take over my spot. I got to take care of something real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. And I was going to ask you, I'm not sure if you said this earlier or not, but how long ago was that? You said it was a while ago.
Yeah,
that was loud.
Probably,
sorry.
Well, probably about maybe 6 months ago. I want to say I was about 6 months into YouTube. I think when this happened, this was in Galveston where this happened.
Welcome
Did you
back.
hear that?
It was paranormal.
You yelling at the kids?
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is better than the cars down the street, right?
Okay, Mark. Yeah, sounds great, Mark. Sounds like fun. I have some new awesome headphones. There may be more, Zach, you didn't hear. I'll let you know. Yeah, I can't remember it because there for a while I started editing my videos without headphones, so I missed a lot of stuff. Sorry, I can't stay. Well, wow, Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara.
Wow.
I'm running out.
Living dinner with my parents. Oh, that's sweet. Barbara, you're so awesome.
Heck yeah. I know I missed that because I was yelling at the kids because they were being noisy, but one of the things that I find interesting about the whole thing though is the fact that your videos aren't paranormal based.
Yeah.
So when things like that happen, it's out of the ordinary for the concept of what your channel is intended for.
Yeah.
And you still handle it in a very professional manner. You still don't just immediately go, oh, it was a ghost. You go through the thought process.
Yeah.
And I guess we're TP and Marianne again.
I kind of look like a pilgrim right now.
I was about to say that.
But the fact that you were out there and you had that experience, does it kind of motivate you to want to go back out there again and look into it further?
No, not really. People ask me why. It's just I've dealt with the paranormal since I was about, as far as I can remember, 8 years old. And it just, to me, I don't know. I try to put all that on the back burner. I know it's there. I'm not in denial or anything. I just choose not to hunt that stuff. I try to keep to the historical exploring part, even though I know that, I'm running into this paranormal stings in the places that I go to, and I don't mind exploring haunted or extremely haunted or possessed homes or poltergeist homes. To me, there's a history behind all of the why that's probably going on anyways. And that's what attracts me, is more of the history and oh wow, and to me what grasps my eyes a lot in these places I go to is the craftsmanship. That's what gets me.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, she
Wow.
will definitely. Wow.
Angie.
Okay.
Angie.
Alright, all right.
Yes, decorating.
All right, we'll just give her the roundabout
Wait.
range.
Where'd it go?
You're gonna be
I can't see it.
out.
I'm backwards.
Like, it's hard to decorate you when you're doing this.
Okay.
You putting a scarf on? Or?
There you go. There you go.
Well, I don't know what he's doing, but I was kind of, yeah. I was going for a different look, but that's okay.
Okay, we'll work. Here,
Ross has
we'll work
something
on
else
the
in
look.
mind. This is great. I love it. I love it.
Thank you, Angie. That's way cool.
Oh, thanks, Angie. That is awesome.
I think I know what you're trying to say.
No, we're going for those laughs again. We need to make Marianne snort again, is what we need to do. 'Cause
Hey, I loaded up, y'all. I have like 5 coffee beans on board right now, and I have 2 other hiding in my pocket.
I'm still here after we go off air, so
Yeah, just keep that in mind.
I don't get to just switch to another channel.
Oh,
And you said it was in Galveston's, is that right?
yeah. That house was actually in Galveston, and that house was destroyed. Well, it's still there. It just hasn't been. It's been abandoned since the 1900 hurricane that came through Texas and killed 6,000, I can't. It's either 6,000 or 9,000 people it killed instantly. And there's a lot of stuff that's been down there that's been abandoned, and it's been taking so long to just get these places back up and looking normal again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mama Mummy.
Working on it.
Yeah, mummified.
Well, see, that's kind of the thing that we're even finding around here more is because a lot of the locations we're going to are all outside locations.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, of course, we've picked the best time of the year to do this, snow on the ground, rain, mud, and everything else.
Yep.
But hey,
Yeah.
it's always going to be there. And, we do have a lot of older structures that have been abandoned and then resurrected over time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We actually did one a month or so ago called the Benson Grist Mill, where it was an old grain mill, if I remember right.
Mhm. Yep.
And they still had the conveyor belts that went up to each of the floors and all the machinery and everything in there. And like you were saying, going back and looking at the engineering and the architecture that they applied to things back then, it's kind of interesting because you got to separate our technology of today versus their technology back then and what it actually took to manufacture a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And the time. I mean, something that we can make in a day here probably took them months, if not a year, to make back then.
I had a new appreciation for I mean, I knew that they didn't have that. It's just when you see with your own 2 eyes and it really hits you on a different level. They had to work to make the tools to make the stuff. It wasn't just like you go to the grocery store and you buy it and you go home and that's it.
They had no Harbor Freight.
Yeah, they don't they didn't have Amazon, they didn't have so there's
or Home Depot or
whatever. And so to see that they had to have the farming, to have the cows, to make the leather, to do that, they had a tannery there and they had a sawmill.
They had a blacksmith, a sawmill, a tannery.
And it was just you had to have a person who really knew this and a person who really knew that and a person who really knew this, so they could all come together and make the one thing that you needed to make this other thing that everyone needs,
Yeah.
Because those conveyor belts, they were all made of leather.
Looks like one of our fans is from.
Yeah. Is it Selena? Is that right?
Yeah.
Selena. Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
ask us. We've been calling Neva forever, and we found out it was
It's
Neva.
Neva. Oops.
So,
Okay. Yeah, Selena. It's the Henry. I'm gonna say the last name wrong. It's the Henry Henry Bessner house. I don't know what street it's on, but it is. It's a pretty well known house. I don't know if you can gain access to it anymore, as they have kind of locked it all up now. So I don't know. And I know that it looked like when we were there, it looked like maybe they were possibly already starting to do quite a few repairs on the houses that were around that area. So I'm sure that they're probably already starting to work on it from what it looked like when we were there. So
that'd be cool.
yeah, it's the
That'd be
Henry
great.
Brusner house. I can't say his last name, but it was actually noted as one of the most unique homes for its time period. Hey, what's up, Snowman? How you doing?
hey, Snowman.
Hey,
Saying hello from Tampa.
Yeah.
there's no snow in Tampa.
Yeah, there's no snow in Tampa. But
You
we
want
got
some of
plenty-
ours? I'll
yeah,
give you some.
I'll take it. I'll take
yeah,
it.
You'll take it?
We'll ship
I
it
love
out to you,
snow.
no problem.
It's free today.
We'll see that's one of the things we're excited about as far as doing this road trip in May, because Marianne has traveled a lot. She's been to France. She's been all over the place. I've been to Utah, Nevada, Georgia, and New Hampshire, and worked in Texas for a very short time, like 3 or 4 days. Right? So
Wow,
I don't think that really
Misty.
counts.
Hey.
Wow,
TP
okay.
Josh.
More
Hey,
decorating.
Misty.
Just for
Okay,
fun.
just for the change.
All right.
Yeah.
Here, I'll let you decide where you want to apply it.
Oh wait, so are we doing this thing again?
We could do that.
No. No, it's all right. There, that works. He's got a burp cloth right there.
Yeah, that burp cloth, exactly.
Yeah, I may use it. Just be careful with that.
Okay.
But you know that the thing about our trip in May that we're really excited about is not only to be touring the country, hooking up with the fam, hooking up with the other content creators, but I'm also excited to see the different places and the different environments. Because I remember years ago, I had drove from Salt Lake to Georgia, and it was like a 3-day drive, because I think the longest period of time I stopped for that whole drive was about 6 hours. And I remember when I was driving through different states, just looking at the way their buildings were painted and looking at the way things were laid out, you could see a big shift or a big change from state to state as far as, how they wanted their state to look. And I thought, man, that would be cool to just kind of go to each state and visit and just kind of see how their buildings are and see how their culture is in those different states.
It is. There are different. Yeah, it's different. You got different pockets of, and you back east. You got a lot more history, and a lot more older buildings than they do out west because of where everyone went.
Yeah.
And where everyone settled. But
well, it's like so when I did my trip up north for, I think it was the second time, we went to Ohio, or one of the states we went to was Ohio, and we saw we were able to explore got permission to explore the Anchorage Mansion, which is super cool, by the way. And it's super cheap to get in there too, and you have the whole place by yourself. I think it was anywhere, I think it was like 20, 40, maybe $60 per person. I can't remember, but I mean, you had like 3, 4, or 5 hours to have the whole place to yourself. So it is super, super cool. But the craftsmanship, that's what had me sold. I mean, I was like, wow. I mean, I had to literally go back and refilm because I was in so much awe, because like on the ceiling, they literally handcrafted design with molding. So they would put, like, I'm guessing, a molding in a bag, right? Cut a little hole, and then push out like these little beads of plaster and make these little designs on the ceiling, and they weren't straight.
Wow.
You know, you could tell that somebody was shaking as they were pushing, because you could kind of see the little squiggly. From a distance they look like straight lines, but you get closer you can see the squiggly, so you know it was handmade. And like,
Wow.
and then hand pressed like, you know, leaves and flowers and stuff in the molding, where they had made a mold and they would press the plaster together. Oh,
Wow.
Super
Craftsmanship, you
amazing.
know?
Yeah.
And see, that's just it. I mean, this is stuff where I got to be honest. She is going to totally geek out on that stuff a lot more than me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'll enjoy it, I'll admire it, and I'll you know. But see, I'm looking at more of the mechanics of the way things are put together. Like I was saying, in that mill, I was geeking out with the water wheel and how it had the drive shaft coming in and how it was operating the belts, and
Yeah.
you know, I was geeking out on the mechanics of how the mill actually operated. But I mean, even wiring. I mean, I've rewired our house before, and
Which is ancient.
when I first moved in, I knew about the old wiring, but I didn't really have a lot of experience with it. So for those of you who don't know, it's called the knob and tube wiring. So the wiring through the house is a wire that's wrapped with a fabric,
Fabric.
and it's secured by a porcelain knob. So it's like a base, and then a gap, and then an upper section with a nail that goes through it. So you put the wire in, you hammer it down to pinch the wires together. And 14 gauge wiring is not a good wiring to be using in a house with today's electronics and today's appliances. It'll cause a fire.
Right. Exactly.
And so I had to go through and take out all that old wiring and replace it with new wiring. But even looking at the way the old porcelain knobs looked, the nail that went through, they had a little square piece of leather on the top, between the top of the porcelain and the bottom of the nail head. So when you're hammering down the nail, the nail doesn't shatter the porcelain.
Right.
So they had the little square pieces of leather, and you're thinking, man, who came up with that? Who realized I got to put a little piece of leather here so it doesn't shatter every time?
Right?
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
And just seeing the way they used to do things back then, and how they had to work in these environments back then versus how we have it now, we are spoiled.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean, we really are spoiled in many ways. We had to replace the water lines in our house, right? And we had galvanized piping throughout our house. Mind you, this house is 100 years old, right?
Yep.
Oh,
101 this year.
So the house is 100 years old, so it's everything in it's 100 years old, if that makes sense. So when we replaced our water heater, our pipes clogged up, so I had to replace all the water lines in the house. And so when we took it out, it was like a half-inch piece of galvanized pipe, but you could barely see a pinhole going through the inside of it because of all the buildup and corrosion of
Oh, wow.
And then I gagged because I'm like, I'm drinking this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, oh.
And so we ran PEX pipe, and
Nice.
using the convenience of PEX pipe versus doing the galvanized pipe was day and night. You know,
Oh yeah.
There was.
Not to mention the amount of pressure that it was one of those geek out moments for her after I finished doing all the work, because she turned on the washing machine, she turned on the kitchen sink, she turned on the bathroom sink, and she flushed the bathroom toilet.
It's like, it all works at the same time.
She was blown away that we actually had water pressure.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. Yeah. It made a big difference.
Absolutely it did.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say hi. Hey, what's up, Daniela from Hidden Existence? Hope you're
Oh,
doing well.
Daniela, hey. Welcome.
Sorry, I was talking about our house too much.
No. That's part of the craftsmanship, though. That's still, to me, that's still part of the craftsmanship. Even if you can't see it, there's still a mechanical way of things working, like in the same house. So they were taxed on rooms, right? And they were taxed, even closet was considered a room too. So you'd be taxed on that. So that's why you don't see a lot of closets in a lot of homes, because they were taxed on it. And so you see a lot of people using, because they were taxed on doors too. So in this house, they would use windows. So you'd have a window that went out to a balcony, but it was a full-size window that you can actually open up and go out. But they had the blinds, I guess they're shutters. but they fold up into the wall, so it becomes one with the wall and the frame of the wall. So it's I know, Josh, you would really appreciate that and really like that, because it really comes out and you can actually shut the whole window and have like, I mean, almost like blinds. I mean, you wouldn't need blinds. I mean, you have these shutters that cover the whole window. And then downstairs in their, I guess their sitting family room or whatever, they had these big, huge ones, were probably like, I don't know. I felt like maybe there were 4x8s and they folded, together, and they would close off the whole side. So there'd be like, there was no window there at all. So it's just cool. We just don't see that anymore. Everybody's in a rush to build a home and they don't put the craftsmanship into it. And that's funny because our houses nowadays, they're, not going to say all of them, but a lot of them, they're built and you have problems within the first year. These houses were built and they are lasting and, until today,
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
true.
the older houses definitely have their pros and cons too, though.
They do.
The newer houses, the exterior is particle board with siding and whatever, then 2x4s, and then drywall on the inside. But they insulate it. This house, up until about 6 months ago, we had zero insulation in this house anywhere.
Zero.
None in the attic, none in the walls. Zero insulation. Period.
It was cold.
I'm sure it was. But I bet you felt every breeze too.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Through
Through
the plugs and everything. Well, it being 100 years old, they probably did you have a lot of like wiring that came on the outside of the walls, or were they inside the walls?
They were
inside.
Okay,
There's no
so
fire
somebody
stops.
whoever wired it actually wired it right, and they didn't put them on it, because a lot of, like, I guess they're 100+ years homes. They usually put a lot. You could see like lines where they used to have, where they would put the wires on the outside of the wall instead of putting them on the inside of the wall.
Right.
That was when they wire it after the fact and stuff. Yeah, but there's no fire stops in the house, so you drill a hole up on top and you can drop the wire straight down to where the outlet needs to go.
Yep.
This house is old.
It's old. But it's kind of cool though too, because where we originally had our studio in the very beginning was downstairs in the basement, and I ripped up all of the old paneling that they hid, and I totally had a full-on geek out moment. Like, I went and bought some specialized sealant and everything, because you could see every single panel. Sparks, hey.
Well. Look who we have here.
Well, apparently he wants to. Hey, you jealous about our purple light? We couldn't have you outdo us.
He's like, now, come on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely.
Well, y'all can talk it out on the after show tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can compare our
colors.
options, because we have options now.
Yeah.
Great.
Dance party. But yeah, I mean, nowadays they have concrete forms, right? They just put this whole big panel up. You got your form oil on it. You stick it all up. You pour your concrete. Get all the air bubbles out, and you've got a wall. Well, back then they used individual slats of wood and hand nailed every single one of those things on up. And so I had all this awesome imprinted wood grains all downstairs, and I'm like, I freaked. I was like, I'm gonna save that. It was extra cold.
It's cool. It does have its pros and cons. It's cool if we could put the cool stuff that we have now with the craftsmanship that actually was built to last, and they actually use better wood too. I mean, I know that. I mean, I know a lot of the houses that I would work on, I'd break screws left and right in some of the studs, and I'm going, gosh, these cheap screws and this hard wood. I was like, you don't get this anymore. You're breaking screws off in the wall.
But then again, like you were saying though, when you're going around and seeing these houses that have been abandoned and nature's trying to take them back over and kind of envelop them back in, and you see that the structure is actually still rather solid. We found a house that was in the middle of a pond. straight up. It was in the middle of a pond and it's been there for a while. I actually crawled up onto the rafters and
Mhm.
crawled through the house on the rafters, and they were strong enough to hold me still. And this thing has been sitting in water
Since
for,
the 80s, since the early 80s.
yeah, and it's still solid. I
Mhm.
mean,
Well,
even
it
being
was
underneath
fine,
water and
that's for
ice,
sure.
you know.
Dude,
But
that is cool. I like
yeah,
that. That's really neat.
yeah, it's really neat to see it and kind of experience it. Um, so, between the two of us, she geeks out on her stuff and I geek out on my stuff, and
It works out
somebody
great.
is bound to agree with either her or with me. Our very first video, we were trudging through the snow, trying to hit a point for the Randonautica, and you'd see these trails on the snow where they'd and animals would be running across or something like that. And we got up to this one spot where you could see a trail coming out of the tree line, and then it kind of disappeared.
Mhm.
Marianne was walking right to it. She almost walked right on top of it until I stopped her. And when we stopped and we started looking at it even closer, you could see the trail of whatever the critter was that was coming out. And then you could see the wing imprints on the snow of the owl or whatever it was that came and grabbed it. You could see the imprints of the wings in the snow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's like a once in a lifetime. I was trying to wrap my head around what I was seeing, because it kind of looked like, at first it kind of looked like handprints, but it looked a little weird. And
Yeah.
I just kept staring at it like, this doesn't make sense. What am I staring at? And then it was like, duh, crime scene. There's a crime scene.
So that's what it officially became, was a crime scene.
Yep.
So,
Oh, I'm losing my toilet paper. Oh
no,
no.
it was mine, but I'm giving it to you.
Oh, hey. How generous. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's just those experiences like that that are really fun, and I think that's a nice thing about it too, is that a lot of people that are watching our videos and interacting with us, they're either not able to go out and have these experiences themselves, they're not able to see it firsthand, but they know that we're out there making these videos for them. You know what I mean? So if they're geeking out on something goofy like a wingspan in the snow, a lot of people would geek out on the very same thing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Architecture, seeing a house in the middle of a friggin' pond that's been sitting there for a long time and still strong enough to hold my weight as I'm crawling across the rafters.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And we love doing it for the fans because they always give us great feedback. They tell us how amazing it is and how thankful they are to see this footage that we're delivering to them. Yours when you're going through the woods with Honey.
With his mom.
Yeah. And you took off running.
I literally jumped. I did.
I mean,
Okay.
Okay, for the record, my mom was already way ahead of me. She already the thing before me going into the woods, she already started taking off. And then she was really mad because she kept on walking, and she got really mad because I was kind of waiting for her to go. And I'm like, man, I'm going to go ahead and go in there and check it out, because whatever it wasn't getting scared off. I mean, we were making a lot of noise. I mean, us walking. I mean, if it was a deer, I would figure, if a deer could find out. I found out from viewers that deer can actually get through that thicket, but they were saying that they would have ran off. So it's a lot of stuff didn't make sense. But then again, I don't know. Who knows? But my mom, for the record, she was way ahead of me when I took off running. I didn't leave her behind. I promise.
Yeah,
I didn't have the impression you did, because I showed you afterwards that you're walking down the trail. But
yeah,
no.
Do you guys have like mountain lions in that area or anything like that?
We have mountain lions, bobcats. We got quite a bit. I mean, wolves, coyotes.
But you were saying it sounded a little bigger than that, though.
Yeah, I felt it sounded like if you put somebody back there that was a human walking around on leaves, that's what it sounded like. Like when a human walks around on leaves, that's real quietly and making another step. Well, that's what we were hearing.
And like you said, the weird thing is, it's like every time you'd stop, it stopped.
Yeah, and my mom caught
that's-
that early on, and I didn't even know. I was sitting there just in my own thing, just trying to take B-roll for another video, and I was sitting there, didn't even know, and so it because we were, I cut out a lot. We were there for a while, and it I don't know. It just, you get that feeling when somebody's watching you, but you can't find them.
Mhm.
That's what we felt like the whole time. I'm like, okay, what was that? So like when that already feeling that way, you're hearing everything too, because you're really listening. But it just like I said, a lot of stuff didn't make sense. And constantly trying to debunk what it could have been. So, I mean, I guess your guys' guess would probably be as good as mine, but why wouldn't something run away? Especially you hear it run away, not trying to position it's maybe to, because it sounded like it kept on trying to position itself to hide, but it was so slow. When I started hearing it, it was so slow. The one my mom said she heard, it was constantly walking beside us and between us and the river, and there was this big brush, and when we would stop, it would stop. And when we start again, it would start moving again. That's what she was saying. So,
and that was a Randonautica, right?
yes.
One theory, I mean, obviously we can't hear exactly what you're hearing because the microphones never do it justice. But one thing that comes to mind is if there was a large animal and its baby, that might be why it didn't run away. Is because,
Wow, that's a good point. That very possibly could have been. Karen says, do you really believe in Bigfoot? Yeah, I do. Have I ever seen one? No, but I've heard stories that you could just hear it in their me going through what I have in my childhood up till now. I mean, there's got to be something like a Bigfoot out there. I mean, can you explain some of the stuff, paranormal stuff that we see? I mean, gotta be. Meow. Show.
Now you got a show coming up tonight too, right? You're gonna be actually interviewing.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna be interviewing my mom.
That is going to be cool. I already know that you're gonna explode on views on that one because just watching that video of you guys where you had that big animal, just watching her in the background, I was seeing what you guys were saying about how she is. And you guys were talking about the after party, and I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see this. So what time's that one, Aaron?
That one's going to air at 7 p.m. in the after party, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then it would be 8:15 Central Standard Time for the after party.
Okay. And how many guests do you have coming to this after party?
So far probably gonna be the normal people, including you guys, and Hanging with Honey said that she'll be there too. So you guys get to hang out, and she did her first live stream last night.
All right.
She's saying that she's gonna do them, I think Monday. Probably Monday nights. I'm sure. I'm not 100% sure, but what day she is. But I know she mentioned, I think probably most likely doing it at a nighttime, and maybe possibly Monday or Tuesday. So
that'll be cool. That'll be very
I'll have
cool.
to definitely tune into those.
So everybody who's over in the chat on the other side of Rooted over there, you better make sure we better see you guys over there. We better see you guys over on the channel and checking that out because I guarantee you it's going to be a fun interview.
Yes.
I know we're going to have a lot of fun watching that. And then the after party, we never know what happens at the after party.
We do try to keep it very PG. I know that there was one show that kind of got out of hand. We won't mention that, but anyway, we do try to keep it very PG because we do know that kids do watch. I've had there's several parents that let their kids watch while they're watching here, so we try to keep it kind of PG.
Yeah.
So don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Plus, I guess YouTube doesn't like you talking about certain things either. They kind of like to dock you for that.
They kind of frown on it.
Well, YouTube.
They do, and it
YouTube
don't
is
make
trying to-
sense.
Yeah, YouTube is trying to keep it family friendly, and
Yeah.
and so I mean, some content that is out there, YouTube just simply won't tolerate, which I agree with, and then some, yeah, it kind of just limits your exposure so it doesn't hit the wrong audience. And you know, again, we're still learning YouTube ourselves. We're learning something new every day.
Yep.
And we're continuing to strive. You know, there's some channels that have lately been really taken off, and it's amazing to see how some people will put in the hard work, and then when it actually takes off for them, they're really like us. They're just kind of dumbfounded, like, what the hell just happened?
Mhm.
You know. And I mean, we did a live stream after our premiere on Friday, and that live stream was so out of control. It was family friendly, but it was out of control because she could not stop laughing.
And I was
Oh, yeah.
uncaffeinated, so
She
go
was,
figure that.
She
I
was
missed
roaring.
it. I know I missed it. I missed Sandra Pink's ones too. These next two weekends are going to be pretty tough on us to pretty much do anything. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I have to go back and watch it.
It was she started off with a massive headache.
Oh, I had such a bad
but,
migraine.
But she laughed so hard and so long that by the time we were done, her headache was gone.
It was gone.
That's good. Laughter
Yeah.
heals a lot.
It was the best medicine for me.
Mhm.
Does your cheeks hurt? That's the question. Does
Yes.
your cheeks hurt?
Yeah, these ones did.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's my point here.
Specify the
Yes,
okay.
these ones.
Family friendly. Family friendly.
I'm
We're
just-
Cheeks
Yeah.
right here. Cheeks right
That's
here.
what I said. Cheeks right here.
Where's your
yes.
nose? Where's your cheeks?
I was laughing so hard I was crying. I was it was hard to catch my breath sometimes.
But I mean, this is really for the fam. So I'm trying to keep an eye for anybody who has any questions or comments, or somebody who's talking about the new tip of T-shirt. Somebody wants us to make a new shirt, and they kind of gave us some suggestions. But with your
Oh, yes,
catchphrase,
that's right.
Crap.
That's right. That's right.
She says "oh crap" because she tries.
I'm
she's
trying
really
not to
trying
say the naughty
swear.
words.
So she
So-
says "oh crap" a lot, and they want her to do a shirt that says "oh crap" with a roll of toilet paper.
Oh crap.
Oh crap.
But does anybody have any questions? If you do, just hit
There's
the
Neva.
caps. Yeah, Neva, not Neva.
Never. Never say wait, how you say? Never say never. Say Neva.
Never say never. Say Neva. Yeah, Neva say never.
Hey girl. That's what I'll say.
Let's see. Has anyone done a Bigfoot in town? I haven't.
No, we've had it suggested, but we haven't done it yet.
Okay, so I had a viewer suggest that I make that my intent on the next one that I do. So I will be doing that.
You don't look too excited.
Hey, I mean, if I can kind of, I don't know. I have a lot of Bigfoot friends from coming, from Bigfoot Odyssey
Yeah.
and Hidden Existence and Mogollon Monsters. So, and I know some of them want me to do some Bigfoot intents, that or money. They said do that or money. So I'll probably try the both just to try it. I never tried super creepy. And like I literally after that incident, what's so funny is after that incident, I even forgot I was doing Randonautica. That's how bad it got. I was like,
wow.
my focus was on what was going on.
Yeah.
And I probably shouldn't have ran. Whatever, if something wanted to probably get me. Usually they're triggered by running. So usually that's what happens with animals are triggered by running, which I know that, but I wasn't really thinking. I was like, yeah, that was.
Turning your back to him too sometimes is
Yeah, because especially if it was a
made it
cat,
okay.
the cats like going after the backside.
Mhm.
So like the
Yeah.
mountain lions and bobcats.
Yeah.
Before I answer Laura's question, I was sitting there thinking last night because we haven't really been able to go out doing very much filming since the whole tunnel ordeal. Part of it is because I'm a little apprehensive, and part of it's because of the weather. But I was sitting there thinking last night, I was like, I need to have a very creative and a very unique intent for the next time I go out randonauting. And I figured out the perfect one. My intent is going to be clickbait. I want to see what comes up with clickbait.
Wow, that's gonna
Okay.
be
Publicity.
that's
Okay.
a good one. That's a good
Alright.
one.
Never know what could happen.
You're gonna run
Yeah,
up on
you
a
never
mouse. You're gonna run up on a mouse.
Found a dead mouse hanging in a tree, right?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Or button. Yeah, that would be. Oh my gosh.
Imagine the thumbnail, you know,
Yeah.
Randonautica clickbait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's
Intent
true.
clickbait. Yeah.
Clickbait.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Looks like Laura wants to know when is the next video. So answer yours first, then we'll tell them ours.
Oh, my next. Okay, well, my next video is going to be my live stream tonight. Sorry, brain fart. My next Explore video will be this Tuesday. Actually, this video is going to be a little special to me because it's going to be my 1 year cap of I revisited a place that I did when it was my very So the very first video I ever put on YouTube was this abandoned bridge video. Well, I went back for my 1 year anniversary and redid the video. And I think I even left the when there's going to be the link to that old video in the description so that once you watch the new one, you can go back and see how much has it was pretty cool because I try to make it a lot different than it was on the first video. So it's just a 1 year anniversary of revisiting the place that started it all, I guess.
Awesome.
That's
So
very cool. Now I know Rochelle G did the same thing on
For
her
her
1 year
1 year.
anniversary.
I stole it from her. And I told her, I was like, I'm going to steal your idea, okay? She's like, hey, no worries, no worries. Rochelle
Yeah.
G's
I
awesome.
think that's cool.
Yeah,
But,
she's definitely willing to
that's
share.
what
And
gave
she
me
had a
the
lot of good
idea.
compliments on the side by side she was doing too, and that was an awesome concept.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had never thought of that before. That was brilliant.
Yeah. So, yeah.
As far as our next video goes, if the weather behaves, we plan on filming it and probably releasing our next video on Tuesday.
Hmm.
I think we decided we were dropping our videos at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Tuesdays and Fridays, if I remember
Mhm.
right. But
Okay.
I know there's a calendar in place, and we're going to be starting to coordinate some things with some of the different content creators so we don't
Yeah.
overlap on each other. So there's going to be some modifying on there to make sure that we're all lined up so everybody can go from one to the next to the next to the next, and not miss any. But we have a couple really cool things planned out that we're going to go hit and we're going to go film. Some of them are going to be randonauting videos with just very unique and very strange, intense. And then we are going to be going back to the tunnel as well
Yeah.
to try the overnighter again and see if
I'd love to go with you guys on that one.
Come on up.
So like how like I guess I maybe missed it, but like that tunnel looks like it goes like really far. I mean, it don't even look like a tunnel. I mean, it looks like more like a cave the way it's set up.
I thought it was a cave at first.
So it's actually a man-made tunnel.
But it is. It's a tunnel. Yeah.
It was designed for a train to go through.
Okay, so it was a train tunnel.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah. For the mines in the area.
Yeah, but there's no tracks or anything anymore. It's just the tunnel, and you could see the holes in the wall where they were digging it out and breaking it out and everything. So if you want to go there, let us know, and we'll set up a time. And I'm sure the fans would love to see that kind of a collab between us.
Yeah.
We'll just make sure that the area is safe before we go, because that's why we're going back. Is because after what we did and what we what we had happen, we're going to go back and take care of the board, and also make sure that whatever is there is okay with us. So we don't want to
Yeah.
have any problems with it. But we were also told that there's more mines out in that area. And
Mhm.
there's
Yeah.
That we
things
haven't
out there.
explored yet.
So
I'd love to do mine, but I also know you got to be very careful because of the gases. I know I've always heard that you want to wear like a meter or have a meter on you available because of the types of gases that can be trapped into those mines. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've
It
heard.
can be true.
we
So that'd be
when-
my only concern.
when we did mines back in the day, paranormal days, before we were worrying about YouTube, we met up with some. I can't remember what they called, but their group was called Mojave Underground, and they were professional explorers. So they knew exactly what gear to have. They would go and check it out before they bring other people in.
Mhm.
They knew and understood the mechanics of the mine systems. And so if you ever did go on a mine, I would say find one of those groups that do stuff like that.
They can check all the levels and stuff before you even get in there, so they know everyone's going to be safe.
And plus,
Okay.
some of the hazards you don't even realize that are hazards until somebody points it out to you. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, we were crawling through holes that were just barely big enough for our bodies to fit through in
Yep.
some areas. And as
Yeah,
soon
I
as we
don't know
got
about
through
all
this
that.
little hole- well, it was cool because once we got through this little hole, we ended up in this enormous cavern that was just huge, and you're just like, "Holy crap! This is inside the mountain." You know, and they had some old machinery and stuff, and of course, I geeked out on the old machinery. The only way to get there was through this little hole, you know.
Mhm.
But
Wow.
I've been in a couple of caves during the spring when you had enough water that would come in. You actually had to hold your breath and go underwater just enough so you can come out the other side. So
it depends on how far you
Yeah.
want to go.
depends on what you want to do. Because there are a lot of mines up here, and there are some where you're not dealing with any of that. You actually have like a lift that will take you down, and you can just walk around and stuff like that. And then
Oh,
there's
wow.
some where you're on your belly scooting
I
through. and,
like the more not man controlled type, you know. I don't know. For some reason I get real excited about exploring places that probably haven't been no one's been there for hundreds, thousands of years, you know.
Yeah.
That would be super cool to walk up on something and discover something. I think that'd be pretty cool. I always wanted to do like that Indiana Jones type stuff. Like when I was real younger, like that, I was like, that's what I want to be when I grow up. But realistically knew that would never happen. But that was just something, you know, like some people want, I want to be an astronaut, you know, or whatever, you know. I like, I want to be like Indiana Jones. I want to go discover stuff, you
That's
know.
cool.
I want to go that. I just think that would be pretty cool. I don't know, like old stuff, like, you know, the Mayans. I know I went to go explore the Mayans temple. Don't have it on video. I just went just way before YouTube, but went and explored the Mayans temples and stuff, and that stuff is so cool. You know, it's like, I mean, that's when like you're like, these people knew how to build stuff. These people knew how to do stuff. Where is this now? You know, and you know, but you know, all that's been discovered. But I think it'd be cool to kind of stumble upon something, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of places out there that are in plain sight that no one's found.
No one's really
you know?
realized.
Well,
Been
you
there,
know,
for, you know, been there for hundreds and 200 years.
You know, we just
Right.
keep doing what we're doing, and the opportunities will open when they're ready to open for us, and we will all be going and having those experiences, because underwater caves and stuff like that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be amazing. You know, like you're saying, the experiences we had were they were in mine systems that had been long shut down, but natural cave formations and things like that is just as risky in certain ways, but in other ways it's probably more exhilarating, because like you said, you never know what you're going to find in there.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
find an old soldier with old armor and stuff like that.
Wouldn't that be something? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
That would
oh,
be so
man.
cool.
Oh, I'd be so giddy. Like, this
you
right
know
here,
they're
this
out
is
there.
the face I have exploring places
Yeah.
that are like that. I don't know. It's just, man,
You
that
know
is
they're
cool.
out there.
Yeah,
That is
people are
cool.
finding them all the time still.
Mm-hmm.
And the old stuff, like the old mining carts, and the tracks, and
Mhm.
probably the machinery that they have there that's about decayed to nothing, and nature's pretty much taking it back over. That's pretty cool. That's just sells
It
the whole
is.
deal.
And there was a lot of that in the tunnel in the mines that we went in back in the day. And some of these wheels, they were like 2 stories high,
Oh,
and they were
yeah.
inside the mine. You're like, how the hell did they even get these in here? You know, and they were just massive machinery inside these tunnels. And so it was nuts. I think they've closed them off now. I don't think anybody can get in because a couple people were going into mines and then falling down shafts and then not being able to be rescued. So they started closing up all the mines because too many people that were inexperienced was wandering in. So it was definitely a no go. But there's still some that are open.
Yeah. There's still
So.
some that you can get permission to go to.
Angie, yeah, and it doesn't have to necessarily be gold or silver or anything like that, but like a treasure, like you said, Civil War outfit. Like
Mhm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like how cool would that be? To find a part of history, like that's what's up.
She would love to find just a handprint in something. You know what I mean? Can you imagine a handprint that has been there for 200 years?
Yeah.
She'd probably geek out more on that than I would. I'd be like, how the hell?
How'd you get up there? Yeah.
They were extra tall back then.
But yeah, I mean, if you ever want to come and check out that tunnel with us, let us know. We'll set up a time and we'll do it. Just don't do
Man,
it to
that'd
me.
be cool. Yeah, I'll have to chart it
Yeah.
out. I'll have to chart it out and see what it's about. See how far it is for me.
But it looks like we're coming up on our hour. So thanks for hopping over onto this show today and kind of
No
filling
worries.
in for us. Definitely appreciate it. And
No worries.
shout out to all the fans. There is one
Yes.
thing. I know we're going to be running just a little bit beyond time, but we did
Oh.
have one package that came in the mail that we were going to open. I'm going to let you open it because
Okay.
I'm like a bear with gloves. I just sit there and pull and nothing
Well,
happens.
Skittle bag,
either.
everything
Let's see.
flies out.
So, but yeah, we wanted to open this. On
I
the
don't
show.
have
Oh
anything
man,
to
that's so
open.
awesome.
Here, let me see.
But while he's figuring that out, if y'all haven't gone over to Rooted Expeditions, please go over and check him out because
We'll
he
be
has
there.
he has some epic videos. And this short that he just did, I've replayed that like 5 times because I'm just like, oh, this is so cool.
She jumps
he
every
does-
time too.
He does a really good job. No, I was gonna say too, on the that was really loud.
Sorry.
On the Renanautica one you guys were just doing. I am legally blind without my contacts.
Mhm.
So I literally cannot see anything like past this.
And I screw with her
Okay.
on that too. When she goes to bed, I'll come in the room and I'll just stare at her.
So I was watching your video in bed, okay, with no contacts in, so it's like this close to my face, right?
Oh no.
And I'm looking really hard. I'm like, okay, I know there's something. I'm gonna see something, and then you start running. I'm like, oh.
It's that initial. It was that initial footprint coming out. Like that's what. I was like, I was out. As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, it's making its move now. I'm out.
You're like, I'm done.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know if it's gonna say who it's
What is
from.
it? What is it?
I,
The suspense is killing me.
I have no idea who this is from. So, well, okay, it says Neon on-ear headphones.
Oh, you know what I bet this is?
Let me see.
I bet you some of our fans have been wanting us to do. I call it the Gansfield experiment because that's what I knew it as, but I know there's another name.
From Bonnie Killer.
Bonnie.
Is she still there? Does she?
Yeah, Bonnie. Is that Bonnie Beautiful Chaos?
I believe so, yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh wow. That's awesome, Bonnie.
guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
So-
those are so cool looking.
yeah. So our
Bonnie, thank you.
our fans wanted us to do what I call the Gansfield experiment. There's another name for it where you put the earbuds in and you sensory deprivation,
Mhm.
and then you're supposed to play a spirit box and have somebody in another room or something asking questions while the person doing it is saying what they're hearing. And I think that's what these are for.
Oh, wow.
So we could do that.
How did I get this all tangled up already?
You are a very talented woman.
It's like I just opened it up. It's all
All I
tangled
did
up
was
now.
drop it. But look, it's kid size, so it fits my head. That's good.
She knew what she was ordering. So
I love it because I
That
need
is
something
so cool.
tiny.
okay, now just be aware. It says right
Right
and
and
left.
left. Okay. That's good
I
because
have to check mine every time I put them on because the wire goes on the left side.
I honestly didn't even think that. I just put them on my head.
Yeah, this one says right.
Oh, whoops.
So check
I
your
didn't know.
headphones. They tell you left and right.
I can hear just fine. That's all I care.
Thank you. This
Bonnie,
is
thank
awesome.
That
you.
is so awesome, Bonnie.
This is way awesome. I think we're going to be using this out in the field
Yes.
a lot.
I can't wait.
There
Very
you
cool.
go.
Thank you.
But again, I want to shout out not just to Rooted Expedition for being here, for Rochelle G being here,
Yes.
for Sparks of the Paranormal, but also the entire fam that comes and supports us and does everything we do. It's
Yeah. Well, I know on the phone, the chat will be down here, and on the
Oh.
computers,
Oh,
the
that's
chat
right.
will be over here.
It's over.
well, they know where they're at.
Yeah. Wherever you're at.
But really, none of us would be able to do this if it wasn't for everybody who supports us. And I don't mean just financially or things like that, but when you let the ads play, when you
Mhm.
watch our videos, when you share our videos, when you drop us likes, I mean, everything, any type of interaction you guys do with us helps us
Helps us.
tremendously.
It really does.
And all of us, and I don't mean just our channel, but all of our channels, it helps tremendously. So we can't thank you guys enough for everything you've done. And just know that every Sunday we're going to be doing this fam chat, whether we have somebody or not, because I could free flow it pretty good.
Yep. Yes, you can.
But it's probably best not to, so somebody can keep me under control, like Rooted over there. So keep me rein
Me?
on the storyline.
Yeah.
No, we talked about your story, so I didn't talk about my toilet paper that much, right?
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
But we
That's for the
got
after
we got
party.
wow,
Rochelle.
dropping
Holy
in. What the
Yeah,
super
yeah.
sticker?
Thank you. Seriously.
Okay,
It's a
you
big
get
old
one
I get
thumbs
one
up.
square for this one.
But
That goal right there. Oops, I got there, right there.
she's going to be statically charged. But again, we want to thank everybody. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for working with us. We are trying to improve every day. We're trying to
Yes.
improve our content, our layout, our camera feed, things like that. Cool purple background, just because of John Sparks, we
Yeah.
we had to outdo
We had a
him with
jelly
his-
moment.
with his window blind. One thing we did find out with this weird setup though is if I take this hand and I put it
Oh,
back here, it
jeez.
looks like I have a really, really tiny arm. So if you ever watched
This was his shiny moment. He's
yeah.
like, wow, look at
if
this.
you ever watched Deadpool when he had to cut his arm off, this is like the beginning of Deadpool.
Oh man.
crap, Rooted.
Oh, we're missing stuff. What?
Yeah.
Hey,
You
what
can't
the
be-
heck? You can't do that.
You can't be super chatting while you're on the show.
Who did that?
Well, he
Who
did.
did that? Well, Neva did that. I don't know how my name came up.
Oh, that was awfully nice of Neva.
I'm dropping it.
And then Neva, you know what?
Ruda did it.
Rooted did it. See?
It
It's
was
Rooted's
Neva,
fault
not
on
me.
that one.
Right? He said, Karen said, wrapped her arms. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it kind of looks like that, though.
Yeah.
They're really, really tiny. You can have so
What?
much fun with that.
Rochelle G, there it goes, and here it goes.
What?
So if Rooted, what was that say? Rooted did that there. So and then this will be for Neva because now I know it's pronounced Neva, not Neva.
I think I dropped some.
body armor. My cheeks are
Wow, you
hurting.
guys are incredible.
I know.
But you guys, my
You
cheeks
guys are
hurting.
so awesome.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh, look at Sparks big. Oh my gosh. Expedition Diva.
We're blaming on each other.
There you go. There you go. Now you
Okay.
got a little bib going too.
Yes, I have a little bit going.
So she can start drilling. Oh, you guys
That's
are
great.
incredible.
We love you
Martin,
guys
you're
so
awesome.
much.
Michelle, Neva, Bonnie.
Oh, you
Anybody
guys
else
are
I missed?
incredible.
You
Barbara.
guys are all amazing. Amazing. We love you guys so much. We
Every
really do.
single one of
Aaron.
you. And then
Okay.
Sparks, I think he just likes our purple light. I think we just hold him up. Purple light. That and the little hand makes
The little hand.
It's weird. It does make it look. Anyway,
Squirrel.
if you watch,
What are you
Deadpool,
reaching
it
for?
makes sense.
What are you reaching for?
I got an itch right here.
More toilet paper, please.
I'm going for Mark B.
Oh,
Oh
Mark,
wow! Oh my gosh! And then Rochelle again. Oh my god! This is for John Sparks. Doesn't show up tonight.
Okay,
there we go. We're gonna go down the arms.
Wow, Mark B. Oh wow!
From John Sparks.
You just got to go around. You just got to
Just
grab it and
go.
just use the whole toilet paper. Just go all the way
Okay.
around.
I think you got a good idea there. I think we're gonna do that.
Just go all the way around.
Let's see. I'm gonna go all the way around this way. Oh, it broke.
Mummy fight.
You
Oh
broke
my gosh!
I broke the toilet paper. Okay.
Oh my gosh. We're really doing this, guys. I
Yes,
can't
we
believe
are.
we're
Oh,
really
here
doing this.
we go. Here we go.
Why are you leaning forward? You gotta say
Well, I'm leaning forward so you don't go around the
Great.
chair.
I love
I am
it.
going around the chair.
You're going. Oh, you're going around the chair. Why are you going around the chair?
It goes for style. There you go. Yeah. There. Now you got plenty of toilet paper.
Oh wow! My
There.
cheeks really hurt.
Wow.
Like
You're-
my whole jaw. My whole jaw is like killing me right now, guys. Spinner, yes, spinner in the chair. You hold the thing.
Spin her in the chair.
Oh, actually, I'm attached.
Yeah,
I'm
she has
attached.
headphones on, so we'll do that on the next one. I'll just take her headphones off and I'll just
Darn the luck.
see. I got the perfect holder right here that I can slide it on, and then just have her go. You know.
Just wrap
is
her
what
up and leave her in the room.
see.
Just leave her in.
This is what I call the argument solver. So if it's under or over, you can have it either way, whichever way you like it, or if you
Or
just
like-
want to have it available.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's-
side-
Sandra's
sideways.
like, just put it on the side.
Yeah, sideways. She goes, "You never mentioned sideways."
Sideways.
I just want it available. I don't care if it's over or under sideways.
Just give me some.
I just want to make sure that there's some available because she keeps taking it all for some weird reason.
Hey,
All right, I give it to you. Fine. Be done.
That's
I
great.
wind myself up.
I like that.
All right, but yeah, we're gonna go. Again, we love everybody, content creators,
Yes.
fam, new people that are coming in. We love you guys. Whether you're here today or not, it doesn't matter. We know you guys are supporting all of us, and we can't thank you enough for it. Don't forget to head over to Rooted Show here.
7 Central, right?
How long from
Yeah,
now?
7
is that?
p.m. Central Standard Time,
Okay.
8 p.m.
Is that
Eastern.
Is that about 2 hours from now?
I can't see the clock.
Yes, 2 hours from now. Well, actually less, an hour and 45 minutes from now.
Okay,
So an hour and 45 minutes, we're all
set your timers.
going to go over to his channel.
Yep.
Watch that, and then we're all going to hang out for the after party. And I tell you what, if you guys blow up the chats for the after party, I will spin her around and blow her up with TP.
You're gonna blow me up. That's gonna hurt.
In a loving way. Like this
What did I ever do to you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So anyway, we love y'all.
I don't know if I like that.
This is going to be a great one. Thank you so much, guys, for having me on. And thank you, everybody in the chat,
Awesome.
for just being you guys and awesome support.
Absolutely. And
You're amazing.
unlike Rochelle's G's, a smooth style of walking off and leaving the stream going, we're actually going to end it on the count of 3, 2, 1. Bye.